Welcome to another episode of Conversations with KG, the podcast. I'm your host, KG Smooth, back at it again with the Zoom. And I have got my people from the People of Peace, President Mr. Justin Jones and the Vice President D. Savannah. Welcome back to Conversations with KG, the podcast, everybody. I appreciate you.
I'm so happy to be
Thank you.
here. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm calling this episode in honor of the great Frederick Douglass. This is called This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You know, for at least a good 6 years, I haven't really celebrated the 4th. Juneteenth is my Independence Day, which happy 16 days after Juneteenth, by the way. And I just, it was just the hypocrisy in the holiday of Independence Day when they were celebrating and my people wasn't free. It was just, a crock. And now that all of the attention has been put on Juneteenth, and people really celebrated this year, so much so that even in Congress, I saw that they are writing a bill to make it a national federal holiday. They're going to get rid of Columbus Day and replace Columbus Day with Juneteenth. And I was like, yeah, about time. I like that. But let's stop celebrating this tyrant who came through and just killed, raped, murder, steal, kill, rape, murder, steal. So
that's right.
These are small steps in the right direction. Steps in the right direction, because even though and it was so beautiful. We went to the Juneteenth block party by George Floyd mural in 3rd Ward, and just to see so many people out there, because I think it's been one of those things where you always recognize the holiday and I'm speaking of Juneteenth, but a real big celebration is, at least for me, I've never really seen it as big, celebrated as big as other holidays. So to see that this year, and not only just to see people gather, but people getting together, like, y'all, this is just a small step in the right direction. We still not all the way free. We a little free-ish, but we now know that who we are. We now know the work that we have to do. We now know what we need to pay attention to and how we need to stay united and stay supporting each other. So to see that this year, like you said, was beautiful. And steps like removing Columbus Day and celebrating Juneteenth and totally disregarding and not even giving attention to July 4th is something that we absolutely need to continue to collectively do.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And
so, absolutely.
Just to kind of, since I kind of hit that note, and Justin can speak on it some more too from his perspective, but we went to the Vanessa Guillen's march downtown. As we all know, the U.S. soldier who was brutalized, raped, and killed, and then they found her remains a long time and afterwards, and that's only because her family was like, where is our daughter, sister, cousin, friend? So I just thought it was so ironically amazing that on this day, the country is supposed to be celebrating its independence in this great American country, and we're out in the street like, no, America is not great. Look at what they did to someone who went to fight for this
country.
So it was so heartbreaking for me. I couldn't even really operate like I usually do in protests because it was heavy. The irony was just amazing. It was crazy to me. But there's no other place that I would have rather had been yesterday than out in the streets, bringing attention to the fact that no, this country that y'all think is so great is actually not. Look at what we are doing. Look at.
I'm glad that you said that about yesterday, because the holiday that is supposed to represent the independence, the freedom, for the lack thereof, I felt that. I really felt that in my spirit yesterday among those streets, not addressing any kind of holiday from the government or just from our people, but just being out there with the people of a class that will stand and deny any kind of false holiday to show that this is a serious matter, man. That was true. That was pure freedom for me. It really was.
Mm-hmm. And what was the crowd like? What was the vibe there because there's so many emotions going through when it comes to Vanessa Guillen. I mean, so what was the energy like there? People were sad. Were they sad? Were they angry? Were they? What? Give me a feel of how it was.
It was a collection of both. I know one emotion that stood out to me was Justin. Who was it? The sister or the best friend?
It was a sister.
Okay, it was a sister, and she was speaking once everyone arrived to City Hall, and her voice was piercing, because it wasn't like, okay, compared to the George Floyd protesting when we were at City Hall, it was loud, and it was powerful, and it was just from a place of, and I don't want to discredit them, but you know, we've had a lot of these speeches. We've had a lot of these speeches about people being killed due to police brutality. So it was power, but it was like, we're fed up. This is what but
there was a sense of righteous indignation. You can feel the raw passion. It was a form of control. However, it was addressing like, hey man, I'm sick and tired. These other people are sick and tired. How much more? How much more? When will be the last time? Where and the thing is that yes, we're addressing this 4th of July holiday, but there's so many injustices on so many platforms. How much more? From the healthcare to the injustice in incarceration to those babies being held in those camps. How much more?
Yes, and that's what it was. It was all of those things, down to the babies in the cages with aluminum foil and no hygiene products, and even we did a march not too long ago right here where we Star of Hope of the kids that they're holding over there. And so even with that, I know they were telling the story that Vanessa wanted to serve the military since she was young. So I think all of those emotions put together was just, it was pain. It was raw pain that you could feel with everyone that touched the mic, with everyone that was walking in those streets. It was just, it was different. It was different, but it was a different level of just pain and grief. But also, enough is enough.
Right.
And now we're all aware. You know, the Black community is aware, the Hispanic community is aware, the white people are aware, the Middle Eastern, a lot of people are becoming aware against, you know, across all nations, that something is not right about this country, about this land. It's enough is enough for us to just keep sitting here and turning a blind eye to it. What are we going to do now moving forward?
Well, you know, in the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I mean, the day of reckoning has come. It is time for America to, you know, be upheld for her sins. And it is being exposed. She is being exposed, you know, for the for the fraud that she is. I mean, she's beautiful. I was on a retreat last weekend. Bunch of people, all Black, from different walks of life, different ethnicities. But there was one moment when we were out on the balcony just talking, and you know, there was me, a Black American. There was a Nigerian. There was a Bahamian girl. There was a Black guy from London, and just all of this melanin. But when we talked, everybody had a different accent, and it was beautiful. But my Nigerian brother said to me, he was like, you know, I am from Nigeria. I am from a third world country. You know, America is America is a third world country with a Gucci belt. And I said, ooh, that is a bar.
Right.
That's a bar. And he was right. He was right. There was another conversation I was having with another African, and they were, you know, basically saying how, well, I was saying how we need to, how I kind of slowly see, you know, Pan-Africanism happening, and how Black Americans are being more educated on our roots and our ancestors from, you know, over in there. And he, and I was saying, I was like, and we need to come together as people. I know that the U.S. government feeds y'all the propaganda before you become, citizens about how not to associate yourself with the Black American. And he's like, yeah, that is true. And then he's saying, and then we also have a different view because we don't know your struggle. Y'all dealing with slavery. We not coming from that. We're coming from, us having our own and, the riches and all of that, and coming over here and, and with you all, you all have this, I don't know, stigma, if you will, on us because Black American, because y'all have to deal with slavery and y'all dealt with slavery and we didn't. And then I never thought about it like that. And I was like, wow, like he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. They don't think the same way because they didn't have to go through the slavery part. And that is embedded in our DNA. And it was just very, very eye-opening for me because for some reason, I had an aha moment. I had an epiphany and everything just clicked about the atrocities and the trauma that this country has caused Black people continuously to this very day, from slavery to Jim Crow to the systemic racism that has been structured specifically to keep us oppressed. And I got to be honest, I don't even know how I feel about this country anymore because I used to feel like, yeah, she did us so dirty and wrong, but this is our land. Like we built this, we built their wealth. And once we were done with that, they just shitted on us. Like, here, good luck. All right, you free. Free how? We ain't got nothing. You ain't giving nothing. Then if we work, we still ain't gonna get nothing. Just everything like just came crashing down on me. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
The main one that is supposed to be so righteous and so upholding is the main one that is the evilest and has been doing the most and just parading around the world as if she's so good and kind when you have been holding down a specific group of people for 465 years.
And you know what? I'm glad that you addressed it in that manner because America has its way of acknowledging problems, but not apologizing for problems.
And you know, Justin, I don't even know if Justin, I don't even know if this country has acknowledged, like fully acknowledged
everything
and said out loud the things that it has done, because that's the first step to recovery, or the first step to, getting back right is acknowledgement. Like, first, can we acknowledge that the shit happened?
Yeah,
it's because that's something that they don't want to always talk about. They always want you, oh, here you come, you causing trouble now.
Right. You know what? And I seen a documentary, guys, that there was something that was done in Vietnam, I believe, or China, where they were brought back on a death tunnel where they slain a lot of innocent people, and they had to come back and apologize. We're looking not only for you to acknowledge it, but to apologize for it.
Yes.
And meaningfully apologize.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Not only apologize, but going back to the point that I was trying to make, I was looking up the definition of reparations. And a lot of people like to say reparations is give us our money. But reparations is also, you have to first acknowledge the wrong. And they have not acknowledged it. So y'all can throw money at us all the time. Y'all do that all the time anyway on welfare and food stamps and all this stuff like that. Y'all throw money all the time. But where's the acknowledgement and the repentance is what needs to happen. And us, our ancestors, and those before them, and what y'all are still doing now. Those people who are intentionally oppressing us, they have to repent to not only us, but to God. That is the only way I feel. Because I'm with you, KG. It's like, I don't know how to feel about this country anymore. Prior to all of this, it was like I was just kind of going day to day, like, oh, you know, the countries are kind of, they look at they trying to come over here. I guess we kind of got it a little good, but it's deception. Like he said, it's the third world country with a Gucci belt. That's it. It's a deception, and so that's why with this vision of clear vision this year, it's like, no, America is not good, and she has so many different things to take responsibility for, and if she ever will, I don't know. We're going to continue to do what we can in a peaceful and strategic way to keep moving forward in a positive manner, to get things done, to get that respect and honor that we're deserved. But I don't know if America gonna ever do that, and if it comes to where she's not, yeah, man.
I find it a task. I find it a task, and I want to address this too. That I often find myself re-inspiring individuals, motivating them to have faith in a change or have faith in the law, because so many people have lost it. I mean, the doubt is strong, and it's with great reason. It's warranted, because we're not children. We're talking about individuals who've come up from council members, from lawyers to judges, and all the way up to Congress members. You know what's going on, but you refuse to address it. And because you refuse not only to acknowledge and address it, but apologize. So why? I mean, if I have to tell you to apologize, I don't feel like you want to be apologetic.
Exactly.
And so many people see that, and they feel that, and they know that. That's why I realize that this task and this movement can't be done just upon our own initiative, up off our own ingenuity. We have to call upon God, because there is law set in place, and these people are not holding their seat in position of authority.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you all have had the chance yet to watch the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's speech to the world that was on July 4th. But to your point, Justin, like, that's what he was saying. That's
and it's funny.
That's what he was saying.
Man, that and his address, and I've yet to watch it, but I've heard so much about it. I kid you not, I was on another phone call where someone else was mentioning some of the things that was said, and I too believe and feel the same way, because it's not just a genius mind. It's logical. It's sound. Why do you guys don't want to do what's supposed to be done? That's why so many people lose. And it's a spirit. Let's not forget that. It's a spirit who are leading these people. That's why I yesterday at another event, I said to pray for the spirit of conviction so that they will remove themselves.
Mm-hmm. He was saying that he said, this coronavirus, this is something from heaven, he said, because there has been so much wrongdoing. And he said, and it will not go away. The only way that it will go away is if you all acknowledge and atone for your sins. Like he's saying, like, that's the only way. He was like, I'm a man, I am from God, believe me. He was like, I don't wish this on nobody. I don't wish that Trump and them get it. And then he was going on to say, you see how Florida is now the epicenter for COVID-19. He said, now, I did ask God to do that. I said, bruh, I don't know, something came over me, some spirit. I was kicking. I was like, oh my God, like, this man really ain't to be played with. Did he? Yo. And I was just like, And so he put everybody on notice. He put China on notice. He put Israel on notice. He put America on notice. He put Trump on notice. He put white people on notice. This can all go away. You have to give it up to God, because that is who is truly in control. And I am his son, as he has brought me here. Y'all tried to kill me, and I'm still here because I am from God. And I was just like, oh my God, listen, bruh, the thing is almost 3 hours on, but let me tell you something. It is worth every single millisecond. Do you hear me? I watched it twice. I watched it live yesterday when he was doing it live, and then I watched it again last night because I was up and I couldn't sleep, and I watched it again.
Yeah, I have yet to watch the whole thing. I watched a few snippets of it. And I don't know. There's so much speculation around the coronavirus. I truly believe that America, China, Russia, all of them had something to do with it. Now they're talking about mutation and all this other stuff. I feel like true judgment is all of them elites getting it. Now that's how you're gonna, because if you think about it, that's what happened in Egypt with Pharaoh. The plagues didn't touch the children of God. They touched the people who are oppressing the children of God. So, and that's just my perspective. I feel like if it is something that is truly from God, it's going to touch them people that's been doing evil. So, but I mean, there's so many speculations around it, but at the end of the day, I agree that this is going to have to be, in conclusion, y'all are going to have to answer to the Most High.
To the Most High. And that is what is going on.
Until y'all do that, it is going to continue to just be confusion, to be evil in this land, and consequences and judgment. That's it.
I remember.
Go ahead.
I remember sometime before Trump's inauguration that it was said by some of the pastors that America has sin in its hands, in its dirt so deep, the blood runs so far down that that it has to atone. It has to be atoned. So there's a debt that has to be paid. America, there it will be paid. It's not my law. It's not my rules. You have to pay, whether it is from its people or it's from God himself, and God uses his people to show you. It will be done.
Just like it is now, just like with the uprising. And we are continuing the battle with this. Blackout dates, July 4th was one, and then July 7th, this coming Tuesday, is another blackout date. So please tell the audience who is listening to this podcast exactly what we're doing on Tuesday, July 7th for the second blackout date.
Okay, I'll address the economic part. What it is saying that, hey, you guys, white corporate America, quite frankly, have had the luxury and the comfort of our expenses, of our earnings. They no longer have that. And we've made them rich. And what it is we've invested more into their futures, into their generations, and to the point to where we can no longer have our voices heard in any matter, whether it be crime from the police, it be injustice and incarceration, if it be injustice from our congressmen and congresswomen. We are tired, and enough is enough. So what we are doing, we are unifying. We're getting with organizations such as Unity as well. Download the app, by the way. We're getting with organizations such as Black Wall Street. And we're saying, hey, look, Black-owned business only. And someone had a post. It's not just for Black people to spend there. Right. Oh, you white corporate America, go ahead and spend some of that money too to our department. Yeah, come on. If you say you side with us.
Right.
Show us.
So, I mean, that's what we're doing, because we're building ourselves up. We're putting money into our business, who inevitably put money into our communities, and we're uplifting ourselves, and we're also promoting and marketing our. Some people don't even know, like, hey, this was around the corner. Black owned. I didn't know that.
Wow.
That right there is going to go past the 7th.
I love that.
And that's something Unity as well, and their Instagram is actually Unity _is_wealth. That's their Instagram handle. And the question that's posed is, what if the next $1 billion startup was owned by 20,000 middle-class Black families? If we just could get together and support each other, and that's just like with this app. Say you touch down in Chicago and you're like, okay, well, I want to just shop Black-owned. And you open this app, and then you're able to see all the Black-owned businesses around you, because an Instagram post and a hashtag can only go so far, or a text message or whatever. Do you understand how, because people are wanting to support Black-owned businesses. They're wanting to support not only just the businesses, but the artistry and of all kinds, the literature, all of those things. They want to support it. They just don't know where to go. So that's why it's so important that we continue to connect with Black economists that knows how to set up the strategization of how we can continue to support each other. And not only just that, but educators, Black people who are running for political positions, who have more insight on what's going on within the community. That's what we're going to do at our event at Emancipation Park on Tuesday. At 4 p.m. And so we're going to have individuals that's in the community, other organizations, John Snow with New Jeans, Dave Lewis with Second Chance Life, to where we can learn information about what's going on first within our Black community here in Houston, along with the police department, along with the system that's running everything, so that we can be educated on how to move forward and how to know our laws for Black people specifically, how to educate not only ourselves but our children. We got to pass the mantle, and that's one event that we had POP had on yesterday for our youth. We sat and talked to some youth and basically just heard them out on what they wanted to see moving forward, and we got to pass that mantle to you all. And we got to start teaching y'all early how to support Black-owned business, how to start being innovative so that you can be the next Black entrepreneur. And so that's what this Blackout Tuesday event is going to be on Tuesday at Emancipation Park at 4 p.m. Just people coming out. You'll be able to connect with some Black-owned businesses within the city. You'll be able to hear from some Black educators, some other Black organizers. And that's what it's all about, is just uplifting our community, Black mental health professionals, doctors, all of those things.
Indeed, man. I love that. You know, the 4th and this coming Tuesday is a dream come true for me. For years, I have fantasized and romanticized of a day, 24 hours, where Black folks did not spend one single red cent, not one dime, to this American economy to show them the true power of the Black dollar, because we spend the most. I think this year, I think it even went up more in 2019 as things were going down. I believe now we spend 1.6 trillion a year.
Mm-hmm.
Black people now.
That's
1.6 trillion with a T a year.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, just for 24 hours, we don't buy one thing. If we do, it'll just be with a Black-owned business, and watch the stocks that day, watch the economy that day. And so now something very damn close enough for me, is happening. And I am elated. I am going to make sure that by Monday I have everything I need, so I don't have to buy nothing on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do, it is going to be
with Black-owned.
Right, because that's what I've been doing lately. Like when
I don't know if y'all have heard of the Black Store in Houston. It is a Black-owned beauty store, not just beauty supply. Nails, they have hair products, they have clothing apparel in there. And on Juneteenth, they actually did a sale and participated, or actually led like a boycott. So it's in Sunnyside on Cullen Boulevard, and it's like 4 Asian stores in the area. And so they basically did this tax-free thing to where everybody came and supported them. And it was a very beautiful thing. They'll also be at the event on Tuesday. And I'll never forget, at one of those Asian stores, I said, what do you all do for the Black community?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all, all this money that we give y'all, what do y'all do? And the lady said, all of a sudden, and she ain't know no English. My husband, he does that. Okay, what does your husband do? Oh, no, I don't know. You don't know. Because once you lock these doors, you go out far into, you probably don't even live over here.
You go to Chinatown, to the bank.
Right. And you put
our money in your bank.
Tell them.
That's right. Money into y'all's business, y'all's people, y'all community, and do nothing for us. Y'all don't do no food drives, no come pick up some pizza, come get some chips and water for the nothing. So we really have to my thing is, especially in the beauty supply, because I hate, if there's not a Black, I will drive 30 minutes. I don't care. I will drive
Black-owned. Yeah.
Because even just walking in now, it's like I feel like a traitor almost. And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hoping that we can get those feelings. I even put it into my sister's mind. She's like, she's 14. She's like, well, I need to go to the beauty supply, but I'm just wait to go with you so we can go to the Black-owned one. Like, that's what we have to start getting the mentality.
It's in our heads, yes.
Shout out to Jaden.
Okay, the kids are ready.
Right,
the kids are ready, and that's who's going to have to take over this thing, because it's their future.
It's a domino effect. Then their friends are, hey girl, where you get this? And I love that, because that is a point that we don't know about so many. And let me tell you, we have every business, every skill that cannot be skipped. I mean, from your hat to your hair, to your nails, to your shoes, to your socks. I've seen African-made socks. Hey, I've seen a Black-owned dispensary, brothers and sisters. So come on, let's put this money into ourselves, because one thing I don't like, and I will, like I say, take my charge, is we've sat there and seen these Asians do this. We've sit there and seen these Indians do it. Matter of fact, they got their own districts. China district, Mahatma Gandhi district. Yeah. We need to get up, stand up, and follow, the footsteps that's been placed in front of us. There are Black banks, Black unions. Come on, guys, get it together.
Yeah. Let's get it together.
That's what this is for.
Well, you know what, though? You two are a part of us getting it together. You know, the work that you all do here in the streets in the city of Houston is not to go unnoticed, because y'all constantly stay on the front lines out here, getting the word, getting people together, just making that change for people to know, like, damn it, Black Lives Matter.
You know, right. Not just organizationally, but for real. Our Black lives really do matter. This is outside of a movement, y'all. This is for real.
For real.
For real. It does. It does.
Listen.
If nobody's going to respect that, we got to respect it first. We got to respect it first. Yeah. Period.
So Tuesday, July 7th, 4:00, Emancipation Park, 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas. It's going down, the blackout date. Where can they go again to get more information on Instagram and all of that?
Our Instagram is the Pop Nation. Our Instagram is the Pop Nation _ THEPOPNATION _ Our Facebook is Pop Nation, 2 words. Yeah, and y'all just go. A lot of people are also like, well, where are the events? We have a whole link in the Instagram. You can sign up to be a part of the team. You can sign up to know about what's going on. So please, we need as many people as possible. But just follow us to stay updated on what's going on within our community.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you taking your time. Go ahead, Justin.
I personally don't mind, never minded that anyone have my number, because I want you to have that direct contact. I feel like I'm real. I'm down to earth, and 346-373-3079 is where you can reach me. If you are sincere about being a part of this movement, if you are sincere about making a change for a generation that you have yet to see, then call us, get in contact. Even if not us, if you don't call me, call another organization within your city or closer to within your community. Get active, be active, people.
Be active, get active, because it's going to take all of us to knock down this system that has oppressed us for far too long, and the time has come. Listen, I appreciate you. Justin Jones, the president of the People of the Peace, and Daria Savannah, the vice president of POP. Hold it down. Hey, thank y'all for coming on Conversations with KG, the podcast. Once again, y'all are my people. I love what you're doing. I feel the connection. I feel the love and the sincerity from you all, and that's why I rock with you.
Hey man, KG, it's an honor, man, and I'm glad to actually say it and mean it. To be able to call you friend, to know that these things are passionate, and that we're in this together.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. However, all right. Well, thank y'all so much, and thank you for listening and watching to another episode of Conversations with KG, the podcast. I will see you next time. Oh wait, go ahead, D.
I got a nice little single coming out for y'all too, because not only am I in the streets activating and things, but I'm also bringing meaningful music to our Black community on all different levels. But this one is specifically about what we're experiencing
right now. Less than a minute. What's the name of it?
Black. It comes July 7th on all streaming platforms. Black.
All right, Tuesday, Black. D. Savannah, Justin Jones, the POP. Hold it down. Hey, thank y'all. I will see y'all next time for Conversations with KG, the podcast.